So I was going to say relief pitcher, but your role this year has kind of been a little bit of a hybrid with a starting pitcher here lately. How do you feel stepping back into a starting pitcher role? You're 5 very good starts in this season.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, I've said it from the get. I've said it since I was a prospect with Kansas City. I just love pitching, and you know, I'm always up for a challenge as well. And when they called me in the office with 2.5 weeks left of spring, and were like, "Hey, what do you think about starting?" I basically told them, "You sign my paycheck, you tell me what you want me to do, and I'll do it." So, I mean, I just take it day by day, and again, I just look back on I'm a 21st rounder out of a junior college, and I'm 7 years into my big league career. So everything from here on out is house money, and I mean, it's win-win for me.
That's great. Yeah. So when they did sit you down and tell you that starting was going to be a thing for you this year, like what did you have to do to get your body like in a position to do that, and even like a mindset to like switch out of maybe being a reliever? Like what did you have to do to get your mind and your body ready for this?
Yeah, I mean, one of the blessings I had was I had an off season of strength training. So it was all about no rehab. I wasn't rehabbing a knee or anything like that. And it was I came into spring in a very good spot, uh, strength wise. I didn't come into spring with the conditioning as a starting pitcher, but I had the strength, I believe, to do a full season of starting if need be, and the conditioning part came real quick. Again, Morgan, our strength coach, and Fury, the other strength coach, they did an unbelievable job of altering my lifts, making them more cardio based, and just building me up quicker. But from a mindset standpoint, I don't. My mindset's the same on the mound, whether it's the seventh inning with a 2-run lead or if it's the first pitch of the game. It's just attack the hitter and be aggressive, get the guys in there into the dugout and get them hitting as soon as possible.
It's great, crazy because I was listening to some of the interviews you've done, just talking about your mentality and going after guys. You're striking out like was it 12 per 9, and you're in the top 3% of the league in strikeout percentage. I mean, I look back, we just put that 12 or 11 strikeout performance against the Rockies
Yeah.
up not that long ago. Like, do you think that having that mindset has been productive, or it's been it's gotten you the results that you've wanted this season, and just like what's worked so well for you that you're able to get this many swings and misses?
Yeah, I mean, I think uh, not only my mindset of pitching, but the pitching staff here or the coaches, with Cap, Cotham, and everyone around me with the analytics and everything. I got a better understanding of where my pitches play. So I've never really been a person that is going to throw to a scouting report because I want to throw to my strengths. And especially early in a count, 0-0, it's like, how can I get to 0-1? Because the difference in an 0-1 at bat and a 1-0 at bat is like 100 and something points on batting average. So it's crazy how important that first pitch is. And again, I'm not going to pitch my weakness if it's the hitter's weakness. I'd rather fight fire with fire every time. And just I think too they made a few tweaks to my what I used to call my curveball, but it's a slider now. And then also just my focus with my cutter, more worrying about it playing up in the zone than really worrying about getting my cutter to the back foot or down in the zone. So I think that has helped me a lot with the swing and misses, because before I could never get my curveball or my slider down. I could it was a strike pitch, no doubt. You could blindfold me and I could still throw it for a strike right now, but it was never really like that put away pitch. And I think the minor tweaks we made it to it here has made it a put away pitch.
Wow, this is something that we talked about last week on the show with our old pal Steve Johnson, who's pitched for the Orioles. But just like two
Yeah.
strike approach, what is your two strike approach, and how do you go about facing hitters when you have them 1-2, 2-2? Like what's your strategy for that?
Yeah, I mean, I told Caleb here, our pitching coach, I said, I wanna have the most three pitches or less at bats, and with that, I'm gonna probably give up the most 0-2 hits. But it's again, there's so again, I'm not a scouting report guy, so I don't look at what guys chase. I'm more so I'm in the at bat. I trust a lot in my catchers, but just just what have I activated that hitter in? Like, where are we at in the at bat? Have I been inside? Has he swung inside? Am I away? Has he taken away? And it's a story throughout the whole at bat, and I just kind of go off what I've activated them in, what lanes, and where I think they're looking, and again, just what's my strength, and that's how I do it.
Wow. Are the Phillies like, are they super analytical with you, or do they try to like, do they work with you knowing that, hey, I'm not a scouting report guy? Like what's kind of the back and forth like with like the Phillies organizationally and pitching philosophy wise?
Yeah, I mean I think so they're not like super analytical to where they're like, hey, you need to throw this in this count or whatever. It's more so, like I said, like my curveball, they looked at it and they're like, hey, it's just not getting down. Why don't you just try this with your wrist? Because they're big into like the Edgertronic, the slow motion cameras, all that stuff. And they showed me a few videos and they're like, this is where it is. And I'm a visual learner. That's how I've always been. Probably why I wasn't very good in public school, but big visual learner. And that once they showed it to me, it was something very easy for me to mimic once I could see it on camera and see what I was doing and what they wanted me to do. And once I did it, it was like you could just see a night and day difference in the break of my ball and how late it was breaking. So I don't want to say they're super analytical, but we get there with the analytics, no doubt. But they know I'm not an analytical guy. I'm not a scouting report guy. So they look at me and they're like, well, let's just sharpen iron then. Let's just figure out how to make you a little sharper and send you out there with your arsenal and see what happens.